Mishimiku Kirshabihu Ushinte Bilu or Imulahe Shem Yuki Beloke Bida Shem Shem Kusriel Kolam. Amen. I welcome you all with peace. Today we are talking about Parsha Naso. And the word Naso means to, or roughly translated means to uplift. And it has to do, this Parsha, with an upliftment energy. And that's the Torah. Upliftment all the way to liberation. This represents the third time that people have gathered to honor the Mishkan, the tabernacle. And the first was in Shemot, and then we had Vayikra, and now here we are in Bamidbar. Okay? 3 times. First time, general. Create a place for me to dwell and to dwell within you. Then the second was bringing the priests and priestly energy into it, the Cohens, Levites. Now we have the third time, which is including all of Israel. So that's the setting of what's going on. The central to this is the Torah and the Ark. And I want to share my experience of the Torah in a different way. I just got back from Israel, and the place where we're staying, Belo Modi'in. It's a small little show, maybe it can fit 30 people in. And maybe 20, 30 feet from the set of Torahs. And I would plant myself right in front of it at the back of the room. And over time, the energy began to flow out of the Ark into me. And at some point, I really got what the Torah is about in an energetic level. So we have the infinite, beyond the infinite, God energy. And the Torah is the contraction of the infinite divine energy into the physical plane, into the letters of the Torah. And so it's literally the energy of the divine, the energy of Shem, embedded in the letters, so we can experience it. And I began experiencing this energy flowing out of the Torah where I was standing in front of, and filling me with the energy of Hashem directly. So the Torah, besides the words and besides the teachings, is an energetic holding of the divine cosmic energy condensed into the letters for us to have that direct energetic experience of the divine. That's another level. I mean, there are many levels of experiencing, but that's what I began to experience every day, 3 times a day. Like, wow. It was almost hard to do the prayers because so much energy was going on and I was being so affected by it. So we take a look at that and understand that that's what we're honoring. Yes, we're honoring the teachings. Yes, we're honoring the 5 books. But we're honoring a cosmic event that took place where the Hashem came down, and previously they were separate of the heavens and the earth. And the prayer that I start with is honoring the fact that the heavens and earth at the event of Mount Sinai became one. And for the first time in history, the heavens, Hashem, materializes onto the physical plane. First time in history. The rules got changed. And the Naso is honoring this embedding of the Godhead into the physical plane. That's very profound. It's like really mind-blowing. And so we complete, in a sense, the happening of Mount Sinai, where the energy is brought down. In Naso, it's being now finally embedded in the ark, in our hearts, and in the sanctuary on the physical plane. So this is really what Naso is about. It's really mind-blowing when you get it. It's like, oh, this just happened. It's like we take these things for granted. It's like a huge cosmic event, and we celebrate it like we show the giving, but this is the embedding, the final step of embedding the divine into the physical plane. Wow. So that's really the essence of Naso in that way. Now, as we take it a little further in that expression, we have the Nazarite vows that they begin talking about. Now, on a superficial level, it doesn't go too far. Well, okay, you're not going to have anything from a grape. You won't be around anyone who dies. You're going to avoid that. And basically, you're not going to cut your hair. And you're away from women. And so it appears to be not very deep, at least from my point of view. But when we go deeper, and what this vow is about, we see something about the coming out of the vow, because you can take the vow for a minimum of a month or as long as you want. And the key to understanding it and the meaning of it is the sin offering. What's the sin? Not taking and honoring God's creation. Because your vow is to be separate from it. So it's a paradox. You're separate so you can deal with your temptations and your addictions and all whatever problems you're going on, so you can get hold of that. That's a good thing. But at the same time, you're renouncing that. And there's a profound teaching in that, is that the Torah teaching is, no, we're not renouncing the material plane. We just embedded God in everything. My goodness. Why would we want to renounce the physical plane when Hashem is embedded in it? And the light of Hashem is everywhere in the physical plane. That doesn't make any spiritual sense. So the subtlety is that the sin is not getting that. But when we go deeper into that Nazarite position, it's actually coming into balance. So the Nazarite vow is to help that person coming into balance, right relationship with the material plane. What is that right relationship? It starts with seeing Hashem, the light of Hashem in all things, which is exactly what we're talking about with the Torah, because the Torah is a way of embedding the light of Hashem in all things, including ourselves, which means including relationships. So the teaching is to be in right relationship with the material plane. This is really the Torah teaching. It's not ever a denial. It's how do we honor this? So Shabbat's an example. On Shabbat, the holiest day of the year, every week, we dress in nice clothes, we eat wonderful food, we're involved in a whole spiritual honoring. We also, that's the day when couples have, the day it's most recommended to have the marital conjugal relationships. It's like it's all there on the holy day because all of it is holy. And it's up to us to approach it with the consciousness that makes it holy. It's holy already, but our consciousness then activates the holiness. It's activating the spark of the divine in all things. So that's the kind of the piece that comes out of the Nazarite teaching in the other way, is that the Torah teaching is see God in all things, and it doesn't deny the pleasures, the material pleasures of life. It really is teaching have the right relationship. Honor the material plane, but with the proper balance. Sexual, lifestyle. It's all about honoring with the proper humility and balance. So that's the teaching that really can come out of the Nazarite vow, is to wake up into this proper relationship with the material plane. Now, another teaching that comes right after that is the priestly blessing. So the Mishkan's been activated, and all this is going on. And before we get there, we also have the offerings of the 12 tribes. Now, each tribe has its unique gift, but they all give the same offering. In other words, their intent is different, but the gift is the same, creating an equality and bringing the people coming in. And from an astrological point of view, we can look at the very first step in Nisan is Aries, and it's giving up the impulsiveness, imbalance of Aries, and the ego part of Aries. And then we move on to Taurus, and it's letting go of excessive attachment to the material plane, and material comforts. And Gemini, it's overcoming doubt and moving into certainty about the divine in our lives. And then from Gemini we go to Cancer, and Cancer has to do with lots of different interpretations, but kind of emotional vulnerability and codependence type of thing, where we bring that into balance. And after that we go to Leo, which is overcoming egoic actions and learning humility. And then from Leo we go to Virgo, which is the tendency to judge people if they aren't in the Virgo's idea of what perfection is. And so it's giving up that judgment. And then we go to Libra, which is really about divine balance, which is what we're talking about in relation to the Torah teachings. And then from Libra, we go to Scorpio, which is the tendency to go into jealousy and anger and envy, things like that. Kind of the dark side coming up, letting go of that, the healing of that. And then we'll go to Sagittarius, which is kind of the movement where we're just bringing in the light. And then after Sagittarius, we look at Capricorn, which is the tendency to see the world through a mechanical viewpoint, detailed point of view, and developing more intuition as a way of seeing the world. And then from Capricorn, we go into Aquarius, which is giving up the need to kind of break all the boundaries to bring new information into the world. And finally Pisces, which is the tendency to go with the flow rather than with the truth. I think I got all 12. Okay? Okay, there we go. So the tribes give their offerings, but these are the subtle things that are going on. Now after that is the priestly blessing, which is Aaron and Moshe come out of the tent. They give the people, and it's Yevareka ka anoi vishvareka, Ya'ar anoi panavaleya vihuneka, Yisim anoi panavaleya Yisim lahashalom, Yisim lahashalom. May Hashem bless you and great safety for you. May Hashem uplift or shine the countenance upon you and establish you in grace. And may Hashem uplift the countenance to you and establish you in peace. And it ends with peace. And the ending of the Torah, giving, and this is peace. Now there's one more step. Little surprising thing. This is kind of fun. So Moshe goes in to the tabernacle, goes into the Holy of Holies, and he's hearing the voice of God. And I can't say exactly, but he looks around, it's not a big space, and he sees that the voice of God is coming from the ark between the two cherubim, the male cherubim and the female cherubim. And the final message here, like the final sentence of the Parsha, is that is the unity of the male and female creates a divine happening where the truth of God comes through. That's very different than what we're seeing in society today. But when we go to the truth of it, emet, the truth of what the Torah is saying, it is honoring the sacred relationship between the male and female and understanding that that harmony, that complementariness between those is where the voice of God comes through. So may everyone be blessed with the peace of the Torah and with the integration of our relationship with the material plane, where we see the light of the divine in all things, including ourselves. Amen.